This is a supply and demand diagram. They're called market forces. And where the supply line and the demand line cross each other, that sets what's called the market price. Now, the thing about the market price is that is the price at which all these people along here, all this volume here, would be able and willing to buy whatever it is you're selling. But what it ignores is that on this demand line here, the one that slopes down, if you charged a higher price, you'd sell to fewer people, but you'd still sell to people. And as you lower your price, you're selling to more and more clients or customers. So you can charge this market price and sell to everybody. Or if you're really smart, what you could do is charge different prices to different people, such that you're charging a higher price to these people over here that want to pay a higher price, and then not put such a high price here, and then all the way across here. And you could even go further and charge a lower price still and still sell to others. That's called a downsell. Now, the way you would do that is you would segment your clients or customers, and then you would have different value propositions for them. So you might have like gold, silver, bronze package. You might have membership schemes. You might have upsells, cross sells, subscription accounts. There's all sorts of ways in which you can charge different amounts of price or fee to different categories of customers or clients. And basically what you're doing is you're giving them, so you're giving these people that you're charging higher prices to, you're giving them what they perceive to be higher value. So because they think they're getting higher value, they'll pay a higher price. And you'll find that a fair proportion of any customer bank or client bank would quite happily pay a higher price than the standard offering if it means they perceive they're getting something that's better than what the rest of the customers or clients are getting. So you can be really imaginative in this. I mean, airline seats, God, what do? They charge different amounts if you book in advance. They charge different amounts if you want to sit by a window, different amounts if you want to avoid a queue, different amounts if you want to choose your seat. Train companies do the same. Computer companies, they'll charge you this amount for a computer, a laptop. But if you add in a bundle, of a laptop bag or a mouse or whatever, then they'll charge you this price. Restaurants, they'll charge you this much per course. But if you order a dessert, you can have a free dessert if it's if it's between certain hours or certain times, etc. So there's lots of ways you can use your imagination. And what you're basically trying to do is to come up with ways of segmenting your customer or client bank and charging different prices to different elements of it, such that they'll think they're getting more value than, the ordinary person, and they're quite happy to pay more. And if you did this cleverly and properly, you could easily increase your average price without putting up your headline price. So let's say you could increase your average price or average fee by 20% here. Okay, so we're starting out, we're saying we've got 100 clients. They pay us $1,500 or pounds a year for our services. If we could get them to pay us 20% more by using this sort of approach. Now, not everyone's paying you 20% more. Some will be maybe paying you 50% more. Some will be paying you 10% more. Some of you will be paying the same. But what you're doing is, because you're differentially pricing, you're getting the average price up by 20%. If you did that, then what will tend to happen is that your gross margin will also increase, because your costs of supplying whatever it is you sell, your advisory services, your accountant services, whatever, your costs won't have gone up proportionately the way that your average revenue has. So your gross margin will increase. And if you work the numbers through on the same example here, instead of 100 clients paying us 1,500 fees with a gross margin of 70%, i.e. we're making 70% on every unit we sell, and with overheads of 50,000 for things like wages, salaries, rent, rates, etc., that would give us a net profit there of 55,000. By increasing our average fee by 20% and increasing our gross margin, therefore, as a result, by 10%, again, if we work the numbers through, our overheads won't change. But what will now actually happen is our net bottom line profit has gone up by 77%. So more than 2/3, more than 3/4. Now, obviously, the numbers vary for different businesses, but this approach works for any business. So it's things like having a cross sell, having an upsell, bundling different packages, bundling in extra value, having membership schemes, subscriptions, all sorts of ideas. And the more imaginative you can get, and the more clearly you can segment your customer or client bank and work out the ideal clients or customers for each category, the more you can use this idea. So getting your pricing right, segmenting your customers or clients, you could easily increase your average revenue by 20% and increase your net bottom line operating profit by over 3/4. And it's an idea that can work for anyone. So hope you found that interesting, and I hope you can see how you can use it. And if you want any more ideas, get in touch. My website is bernardkeevy.com, or reply, etc. Thanks very much for watching today.